Bom dia, boa tarde, boa noite, or whatever the case may be. My name is Marcus, and I am the host of the Black Brazil Today YouTube channel, as well as the blackbraziltoday.com blog, where I analyze Brazil from the perspective of race. So this is a video I mentioned maybe a few weeks ago in another post that I said I wanted to talk about this. I would get to this, as soon as possible, because it was the video that I did previously about a Brazilian volleyball player. Uh, she ventured off into the world of adult content online where she was making a lot more money than she was as a professional volleyball player. And in that video, the person who I'm talking about today, her name came up. So today we're talking about this DJ psychologist from Bahia. She's probably more recognized from being a participant in a recent edition of Big Brother Brasil. I think it was either the 21st or 22nd edition. She made quite a few headlines on that particular season. And so in that article that I was talking about, the volleyball player Kay Alves, her name actually popped up on here. And it was just saying that, I said this before, that it's not even really a big deal if you win or lose. Only one person is going to win the prize money of 1.5 million reais on the program, even though there are numerous participants, all vying for that same money. But as I've said before, just being on the program can lead you to all types of sponsorships, endorsement deals. People go on to become actors, actresses on television. They become spokespersons for certain products or whatever. And this is another one. So, Kay Alves, the volleyball player, let's take a look at Kay Alves real quick. So this is Kay Alves, and she was talking about how much money that she was making on OnlyFans. Some people were rocking with her like, hey, girl, get your money. Others was just looking like, another woman exploiting her sexuality to make some money. So then later on, this is what I'm saying, there's been a lot of Brazilians who have gone on to experiment with other platforms where they can, earn more money. And one of them, again, besides Kay Alves, there's been numerous Brazilians, black and white, who have explored the adult content world. And this is Lumena. So she was talking about her decision to enter the world of adult content. She was facing her own insecurities and prejudices against, how she looked physically. And she said, since I graduated as a psychologist, I was very academic. A researcher, I created a very prejudice in my idea in my head that my erotic side, my sensual side had to be denied. And I realized this at Carnaval, that particular year's Carnaval, when she just couldn't do it because there's a lot of there's a lot of bodies on display at Carnaval, and she felt some insecurities about her body. But then, going on this platform, gave her some self-confidence, I guess, confidence, and the fact that there were a lot of subscribers who were coming on to her page. And I think it said that she had made like 100,000 reais like in 10 days or something. So I said, after featuring featuring Lumena in that particular video, I said I wanted to come back and explore this a little bit more. So that's what I'm going to be talking about today, because she got criticism as well. Ex-Big Brother Brasil participant and feminist Lumena claps back at criticism after creating a profile on an adult content website. She claps back, says, I am a free woman. So let's get into this content. Before we do, definitely like and share this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Click on the notification bell so that you'll, get updates when I put up new videos. And I'm going to get into this right now. So again, ex-Big Brother participant Lumena, and she's also a well-known feminist. She was criticized for being a feminist and then going on an adult content platform. She said she received more attacks, after announcing she was going on to the adult content page is called a website is called privacy.com. So let me talk a little bit about what happened and how she responded to it. So what are we saying here? After announcing her entry on the adult content site Privacy, former Big Brother Brasil participant Lumena Alleluia took to Twitter to counter criticism of her decision. Among the arguments, the public claims to have been disappointed with the DJ's stance as she was used. She constantly she protected and she promoted feminist values on the reality show, and producing erotic content would reinforce women's sexual objectification. So it's not so much that, if just any old woman was to go on the platform, I mean, I don't, and nobody would be surprised. And we know that somebody like the singer Anita is very popular on adult content, but then Anita has presented an image of herself where she will do anything to make money. She's constantly talking about sex, sexuality, publicly. She wants to keep her name in everybody's mouth, and she doesn't really care what her image is. But people, the argument here is that Lumena is supposed to, she's supposed to be a feminist. And for a lot of people, considering yourself a feminist and promoting feminist values and then promoting adult content seems to be a contradiction. Curious to know what you all think about that. A lot of people in the manosphere say, give them a minute and those clothes are going to come off, right? So let's keep going here. I want to look into this. According to Lumena, she is now. Let me remind you, this article is from probably 2021 or 22. This is not new. I think it's from 2022. So this is not new, but I wanted to go back because the video that I did previously talking about Kay Alves, the volleyball player, that's not new material either. But these are all topics I like to cover because they're conversation pieces, and it'll give you a full, well-rounded view of the environment in Brazil these days. Okay. So according to Lumena, she is now receiving more tax than when she participated on Big Brother Brazil. She says, now this is how she responded to the criticism. Okay. She says, in one day of working on a platform for adult content, I have already received more attacks than when I was on Big Brother Brazil. And I only have one thing to say, foda-se, which is how Brazilians say F you. I am a free and unhindered woman, she wrote. Despite claiming that Lumena is resorting to the site due to financial need, the former BBB member denied the rumors and stated that she has done some good work. I'm just going to say some of the pictures, very beautiful woman. Can't take nothing from Lumena. She's a very attractive woman. I'll just say that these are just some mild pictures. Obviously, if you go to her website, on privacy, I think it says it's like 80 reais, 79.90 something per member. Yeah, obviously, you'll see a whole lot more over there. So she continues, guys, it is important to remember that throughout this year, I signed advertising contracts with super financially relevant brands. And my schedule as a DJ is going very well. Thank you, she said. So, okay, DJ, psychologist, and she's a former Big Brother Brazil participant. Now she's doing adult content on privacy.com. Obviously, I think financially, Lumena is doing well. But this is a topic that I cover often because it's just the question that I'm saying. The question of, okay, yeah, you're earning money, but how much of yourself are you willing to sell, to the dark side in order to make the money? It's a question I've asked with people like, I got another video coming up asking about the singer Isa. I've already covered, obviously I've talked a lot about Anita. It just seems to be a known standard, a known pattern. It seems that, I don't know, it's always going to come down to the human value system. Like, okay, if you're going to make this X amount of money and you can get there, but it's going to take slower, it's a longer time to get there, but it's honest work. It may not get you as much money as you could doing other material, but you're going to get there. Plus you get to, hold on to the integrity that you have versus, okay, here's some money over here. You're going to get there a whole lot faster, but we're going to need you to show a whole lot more of yourself to get there. The reason why I'm talking about this is that this has come out. I've been talking about this. Anybody who knows me know that I've been talking about this for years. It's just a question of how much can you say this publicly because, you get demonetized, you get labeled a conspiracy theorist. But I'm just saying, when you really look at what goes on in the entertainment business, you see what female entertainers are willing to do. And I'm not even just saying female, male entertainers. What are you doing behind the scenes? What is your public image? What are you willing to do on screen in order to get the bag? That's always a question. So I don't think people are calling out Lumena just because she's doing it. Any regular person she's had a platform. She was on TV. So people know who she is. It's not so much that people, just an average girl is doing this. They're saying, aren't you a feminist who is against the sexual objectification of women, and then you go and create an adult content profile, which is the question. So Lumena says she didn't go on privacy because she was doing well financially, which is another question. Okay, you're doing a lot of people turn to places like privacy or, OnlyFans because quite honestly, they're having difficulty with regular jobs just making ends meet. So this is not the case with Lumena, but she chose to go that path anyway. And people, I didn't need to go through and talk about all of the comments. She said it herself. She got more criticism in a few days after announcing she was going to have adult content than her whole time on BBB. And she was highly criticized on BBB. She ended up getting, eliminated because of some of the stances and some of the attitudes that she had on that program. But she got more criticism for being on, on this adult content platform. One Twitter writer, right here, this Twitter writer was like, it scares me that you, who as a Big Brother Brasil activist call this freedom. In fact, you are free to do whatever you want with your body. But let's make it clear that the female body has always been objectified and selling it only reinforces that. But yes, you are free to do whatever you want. I mean, yeah. So nobody's going to hate on her for having the freedom of what she does. They're just questioning, like, how do you stand for this and then seem to stand for something else that seems to be a contradiction, which is the question. Okay, so this was the other profile of Lumena on that particular season of Big Brother Brasil. The artist was not the first participant of the reality show to enter the world of erotic content. Maria and Luciano Estevan, also males, these are men and women participate. I think probably the women probably make more money, but, I don't have no stats to prove that. But I'm saying, obviously, when you look at adult content, whether it be magazines or whatever, the content featuring women is obviously usually earns a lot more money than the content for males, but both exist. So Maria and Luciana Estevan were some of the former players who joined the platforms. To access Lumena's material, there was a cost of $79.90 per month. That's, about 80 reais. Okay. This is a famous picture of Lumena from Big Brother Brasil, where she got into a little altercation with one of the other participants and she put in her finger. And I've said this before, this turned into a very popular meme online. Everybody was using that meme. Look at, Lumena pointing at somebody, right? It's very disappointing to see comments associating me with the process of decadence for simply having the courage to authorize myself on an 18 and up content, added the former Big Brother Brasil participant. They signify this information as it is false. Obviously, money is good and we like it, she concluded. Okay. Again, I just wanted to share that because there's a lot going on here. A lot to unpack. I just wanted to introduce this video for future reference because, I think it's important for people definitely outside of Brazil who don't know, what are people talking about in Brazil? There's a parcel of Brazilian society that says anything goes. There's another parcel that says, hey, why are you taking our society that far? How far are we going to go with what's acceptable behavior? So just to reference some of the stuff that, I've referred to before, and the reason why I wanted to create this video, these are some of the other posts and, YouTube videos that I've created that hark back or are good reference for the video that I'm doing now. A lot of people criticize feminism as a whole and say that Black women should not be involved in any type of feminism. These are women who are talking about this in Brazil as well. This article, do you believe in Black feminism? For sociologist Paty Silva, they are using Black women as a manipulated mass to push forward their agendas. Okay, this is the article where I was talking about Kay Alves, one of the whiter looking Brazilian women. She's a professional volleyball player. Says she's earning 50 times more money on the site on OnlyFans than she was as a professional volleyball player. Unsubmissive Black women are the terror of Brazil. Now, in this particular article, a Black Brazilian female film director was talking about how the public criticized people like Lumena and Carol Conká, this rapper right here, because of the attitudes that they had on that particular season of Big Brother Brasil. They were considered rude, loud. They were considered arrogant. They were just very aggressive with their personality on this show, particularly with one of the members who, after taking so much of their psychological attacks, he ended up bolting. He ended up leaving the program because of them. This is another article, The Angry Black Woman, the Effects of Internalized Racism, Misplaced Militancy, Black Females Beefing, Reality Show Displays Complexities of Blackness, So this has to do with all of the beef that was going on, because in that particular season of Big Brother Brazil, everybody was just applauding because there were so many black people on that particular season of Big Brother Brazil. They had never seen so many black contestants. And then as the program went on, you just saw all of these beefs going on between different black people. So it's just like, just because you got black people all in the room don't mean that they're going to all get along. Okay. Lumena was one of those very divisive elements on the program, and she eventually got eliminated. Did an argument on a popular reality show demonstrate an underlying lack of unity between Black Brazilian men and women? This was an intriguing piece right here. This is Lumena and one of the members on the program who ended up leaving the show, Lucas Penteado on the left. People were analyzing this because, some of the discussions that Lumena and Lucas were having, where it seemed like Lucas was talking about Black unity, how Black men and women have to, loke up. And Lumena's attitude was just like, well, what about Black women specifically? We're on the bottom of the pyramid. And people have called into question, are Black women really on the bottom of the pyramid, or social pyramid? Because they always say white men, white women, Black men, Black women. But other people have argued, like, it depends on how you look at it. In some ways, Black men are on the bottom of the social pyramid. And it was just clear. It seemed what a lot of people got from this was that it seemed like Lumena was more looking to be, look, I'm my own woman. I'm the star. I don't get on nobody else's team. Where Lucas was just talking about, hey, we should look up as Black men and Black women. I have to do a video about that. It's from Big Brother Brazil 21, for which both of them participated in. And these are some of the videos that I did videos out of the articles. Again, the article that I just read for sociologist, feminism movement uses Black women as manipulated mass for agenda. You can find that on this YouTube channel. The other side of Black feminism, do Black men really have the advantage? What the statistics show? It's just somebody was talking about, okay, are Black men really ahead of Black women? It really depends on how you look at it. Let me see here. Then, okay, so this is the article that I referenced before. Lumena facing her insecurities and deciding to do adult content as a way of addressing her own physical insecurities. Some people would say, well, do you really need to go and show your body off that way to address your insecurities? Okay. And then the other video that where I introduced this topic again, Brazilian volleyball player Kay Alves reveals success on OnlyFans, earning 50 times more money on the site than on the court. So anyway, I just wanted to share that video today. This is gonna be a good put a lot of other videos I'm gonna do into context. Just how Brazilian society looks at adult content. And then the question of adult content, objectification of the sexualization of Black women versus feminism. Is it a contradiction for someone who's a feminist to go this way? I mean, what do you guys think? I would love to hear this conversation. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what you think about this. Like this video, share this video. Consider subscribing to the channel. Click on the notification bell so you'll get my new videos as I put them up. Consider dropping a couple of dollars in the Cash App or making a super thanks. Any contribution is always is definitely appreciated. And with that said, I'm going to end the video here and request that you all come back and check out the next video that I post.